Hello, everyone. Welcome to Girls Run These Worlds and this one shot for A Nomine Satanis. I want to make a quick disclaimer that this is a demon's game. We are evil people, and that at any point represents our values or personal decisions, just because this is the internet. And with that, I will introduce my players, and we're gonna start with Theta.
Hi, I'm Theta. I use they them pronouns, and I will be I will be playing Kanika Lim, uses she they pronouns. Do we want to say social media or save that for the end?
Your social media is gonna show up on the chat.
Cool.
So, and we're gonna continue with Kat.
Hi, I'm Kat. I am playing Gertie Hewson. All of my pronouns are she, her.
Thank you. We're gonna continue with Sarah.
Hey, my name is Sarah. I'll be playing Cassie Flag, she, her for both of us.
And last but not least, Sean.
Hey guys, I'm Sean. I'm gonna be playing Jared Summers, aka Bick, he, him for both of us.
And I am Najra. I will be your dungeon mistress or storyteller today. And it's my first time storyteller on a stream, so let's see how this goes. We are playing in a modern world. We're playing in a today world. And each one of our demons is an active member on their local community. They all live in the States, in different parts. They didn't know each other before this adventure. And at some point, the Colombian office requested assistance for a project, something important, something big happening, and they were selected and sent to Colombia. They were provided plane tickets and a card with a symbol, and they took their flight to Colombia. When they got here, they were picked up by a hotel van with that symbol on it, and they were brought to a building, to the basement of a building. They can only recognize, because the word looks a little bit similar in Spanish, as a bank. Of course, the center of all evil. And there they were let down of the van, and they were signaled to an elevator, and here is where we start. I don't know if you guys want to talk amongst each other in your elevator ride.
So Cassie is standing in the elevator all the way, like, as further back in the corner as she can. She's got her arms crossed. She's wearing a very like plain black outfit, like a zipped hoodie, like all the way up that covers her neck. She's got dark smoky eye makeup, some silver jewelry, her hair up and hairsprayed for the gods. So she's just kind of— Oh, I am muted. Oh, that's weird.
Oh,
one moment, please.
Technical difficulties. I don't know if.
Okay, we're good now.
Okay.
My apologies. So Cassie is standing in the back corner of the elevator. She's got on all black, smoky eye makeup, hair sprayed for the gods, all up out of her face. She's kind of crossing her arms and just taking it all in, sort of like not super excited to be in this sort of weird elevator. Definitely nothing that she's been in before. So she's kind of on her guard, and she looks over at Bick and she's like, Hey. Where are you from?
From Cleveland.
Oh, yeah. I've spent a lot of time in the Midwest. I was in Chicago a little recently.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, the government's corrupt as fuck there, so it's good pickings.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you enjoyed your time over in my neck of the woods.
I would say yes. I enjoyed it. Maybe not some other people's idea of fun, but and Cassie looks at Gertie. And you, what's your deal?
I'm a specialized doctor.
Oh, like a mob medic?
Nah, thought I could play God.
Oh, me
Way,
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear that. And you, what's going on? Pointing to Kaneko.
Uh, from New York.
Ah, yeah, the city that never sleeps.
Yes.
I thought that was Vegas.
No, it's
I
New
mean,
York.
it's New York, but it could be argued that both don't do a lot of sleeping.
I would
say.
argue that Vegas isn't much of a city.
Oh. I mean, yeah. I mean, you can only see so many flashing lights and scantily clad people, I suppose.
Hmm.
And then she's just sort of leaning back and waiting.
And all this time, instead of going up, you've been going down. And like this entire conversation. And the elevator doors open. And there you can see basically the same setup as any regular office building, like a little reception that's empty. And you can see behind it a few like tables and desks and stuff like that. And there's an open door just all the way back. There's no one else there.
Into the unknown. And Kanika is just going to take a step out and start walking. Not really caring if anything seems like it's going to come out and, oh no, murder them in this weird basement.
Okay, roll perception.
Okay, let's go. Realizing I need to look at my stats possibly. Where did they go? Okay.
You have to roll less than 62 on your first roll. Your first two
Okay.
die.
I've already failed. 44.
It's good.
And then my final one was a 6.
Okay. So you start looking around. It seems very empty, like it's very quiet. But at a corner, like if the door is in front of you, the open door, like at a corner towards the right, it seems that there's a little bit of blood dripping for just a second, and then it disappears.
But
nothing else.
Spooky. Continues walking.
Following along, walking forward.
Yeah, Cassie's the same. She definitely seems more like hesitant than Kanika to like go into the fray. She's kind of like looking like side to side and like behind her, and she's got her hand like kind of over her hip.
Okay. Cassie, at some point, also kind of on the corner of your eye, you feel like you saw some blood dripping from like on the wall. When you turned, it wasn't there.
Watch your backs, everybody. Weird shit afoot.
You continue walking, and then Kanika seems to be at the front. So she sees in the room, it's like a big meeting room, and there's a woman sitting on a laptop uh, across the room, like in the head of the meeting table, and she's just there in the laptop. It seems that she hasn't noticed you guys arrive.
I'll walk up and kind of, I guess, tap the top of the laptop and go, "Hello."
Oh, she lifts her head. She's like, "Oh, that was fast. Uh, welcome to the Colombian office. Why don't you take a seat?"
The Colombian office of what?
Of our kind?
Okay. How long's the wait going to be?
Uh, not much. And she seems a little bit taken aback for your directness, and she's like, "I'm just gonna share some information about your mission here. I hope you wanna listen to that."
Sure.
And she stands up and just waits until everyone's in and takes a seat.
Yeah,
I,
Cassie sits down.
Yeah, Big's gonna follow up and he's gonna sit down.
I sit down too.
All
Okay.
set, I suppose.
Okay. When everyone sits, she stands up. She's rather petite. Without her heels, she's probably 5 feet tall. And she's wearing a black power suit, full black, yellowy shirt. And she stands up and just looks at you very intently. Okay, so welcome to Bogota. Welcome to Colombia. And thank you for accepting this invitation. My operatives are a little bit careless, and they are now very well known in town. We have a very high risk mission, and I cannot send them all because they will be spotted miles away. So that's why we requested some assistance, and here you are. So, I guess you don't know each other, so I would request each one of you to let us know which one is your specialty for this mission.
Go ahead.
Nope, she's just gonna like move her hand and give you the word.
And before like Cassie starts on like introducing herself, she kind of leans in and smiles really wide at the lady there. And she's like, "Aren't you gonna tell us how they fucked up?"
Oh,
I'm curious myself.
long story short, they decided to like go partying and after a mission and tell everyone who they were and what they were doing. And if you know, the Angels handle most of the security and surveillance all around the globe.
Are these like yearlings? What are they?
Most of them are new. Our old agents were kind of killed a few months ago, so we probably need the reinforcements. But in the meantime, I've got you guys.
You gotta leave that kind of mortal shit behind. There's no time for that anymore. Anyway, I'm Cassie Flag. I guess I'm just really good at killing one shot straight through the head, clean, no mess, get out on to the next target. And I've got a special piece.
Okay.
And she taps her hip, and then that's all she says.
Fair enough. Anyone else want to share?
I suppose I can go. I'm Kanika Lim. I am a lawyer. I do what lawyers do. I lie very well.
That helps.
Yes.
I'm Gertie Hewson. I'm very good at spreading disease, whether accidentally or purposely.
We need more of that right now here. And last but not least,
Yeah, I go by Big. Mortal name was Jared Summers. Let's just say I like to bask in the wake of my blaze.
Ooh.
Got that right.
all right.
And she smiles sort of sideways at Vic. She's just like,
It seems we have a good array of skills for this. And this is an emergency. I need you to take this very seriously. We've got information that the angels are planning a miracle. And as you know, that's the worst thing that can happen. Especially now that we cannot handle the city. And that's why this was an emergency, and that's why I needed you here so fast. The only information we have is a renegade angel is willing to talk, and it's willing to meet you guys. We don't know where or what are they planning, but we know it's gonna be soon, and we know it needs to be stopped. If it's an item, destroy it. If it's a person, kill it. I don't know what else could it be, but just make sure it doesn't happen.
Did we get a time for this meeting with this rogue angel?
Yeah, it's in about 2 hours. At the Perseverancia Market, which is not far. I will supply a car and any weapons or supplies that you need.
okay, so why is this angel deciding to turncoat? How do we know we're not walking into a setup here?
Yeah, as far as I know, he just wants a way out. And he's supposed to be part of the Miracle Project, and he wants to play the card that he died when you stopped the miracle, so he could just leave.
How do we know that the angels don't already know that he's a turncoat?
We don't know. And if they know, your job is to survive and come back.
That's always the job.
Uh-oh, trouble in paradise.
As always. Whatever you need, I feel we can provide. Cassie, your boss let us know that you like pointy things and other types of weapons. So there's supplies for everyone in the room next door. Whatever you need, take it. And my driver, it's gonna give you the keys of the car whenever you're ready.
All right.
Let's see what you got.
Great. And she basically opens the room next door, and it looks like one of those spy agents storage units with like money, weapons, medical kits, like military grade, whatever you need. So you can stack up on whatever you think you're gonna need. And let me know what do you want, and we can move out. Anyone's gonna take anything from the storage unit?
I
I'm
can find.
Go ahead.
Oh no, you go.
Okay. Cassie is going to take, you said there's some kind of medical kit.
Yep.
I would like to take one of those for
I'll take-
myself.
I'll take the other medical kit. And if there's a sword in there, I'll take a sword.
There's more like the
knives.
biggest knife that you can find is like a hunting knife that is like this big.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a hunting knife too.
Kanika will probably grab like just a tiny knife or whatever. She's not of the opinion that she can really fight. It's mostly an insurance policy.
Yeah, that works. There's like gas bombs, grenades.
Ooh, I'm gonna take some grenades.
Yeah, I think Vic would be interested in that.
Oh, yeah.
You guys know that you can't just bomb a building. Like
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
that's kind of like a last resort thing.
Are there smoke bombs? How about that?
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, there's
bombs.
smoke bombs.
I'm gonna take some smoke bombs.
Yeah, I'm going to take one. Oh, is there like a tear gas type of thing? Like a tear gas bomb? That will like, no? Okay,
There's
that's
not.
fine.
There's like a smoke ones, grenade ones, and that's for the hand bomb thingies.
Okay.
Knives,
Body armor?
firearms,
I don't wanna
medical
use them.
kits.
Might as well grab a small gun as well.
Okay.
Yeah, Cassie's going to take a 9mm
I don't
and
do well with-
whatever, some ammo that's there.
Yeah.
And one dagger or one knife.
Okay.
And I think
Vic, what are you taking?
I think Vic's gonna take one of your smoke grenades. If there is a med kit left, he would like that. And he would take probably like a 9mm as well.
Okay. You take your time rummaging through the room, grabbing what you need. Because of the amount of weapons that you have, Cassie, the lady whose name you don't know, it's going to give you a coat, like a raincoat, like a black raincoat, so you can cover. Because like the other things, you can like kind of strap them inside the clothes, whatever. But, like since you have like 5 guns, she's gonna give you like a black raincoat.
okay. And Cassie will take that and make sure everything's concealed.
And she leaves, and like 10 minutes later, the same driver that brought you from the airport comes, and it's like, hey you guys, let's go. You can tell he doesn't speak English very well. Just like points you back to the elevator.
Cassie is following.
Yep, I just
Yeah.
go to the
Okay, brings you back to the parking lot.
Kanika makes, I think, goes straight away for the front passenger seat.
Okay.
Shotgun. Kanika makes a
Yeah.
beeline for shotgun.
And he gives you a white Ford Explorer. Gives you the keys to whoever wants to drive. And he gives you a little piece of paper that has the name of the market written in Spanish, so you can find it. And just says like bye and walks back.
Vic, why don't you drive?
All right. I guess I can.
in the car. And
Okay, so it's Vic and Kanika at the front, and Gertie and Cassie in the back.
Mhm.
Okay, so how are you gonna get there? You don't know the city?
GPS.
We don't have a GPS.
Yes.
The car has a
You have a
GPS.
phone? We presume we possibly have a phone?
Yeah, you all have your phones.
Yeah, I'm a lawyer. I feel like I should have a smartphone. Just pull that up like
Okay, set up the GPS to the place. It shows you pictures. Is a building. It's a closed building, and has a bunch of murals and graffiti of like farming scenarios and food and stuff outside. And it's really close. It's like a 10-minute drive, and just because the traffic is awful, it could be 3.
All right. I think Big, right before they take off, he'd look over at Cassie and, hey, Cass, we're not pulling right up to this market, are we? Or we
No,
just
we gotta have some distance, like just in case shit goes sideways. We don't want them to detect us like immediately. I don't know what kind of weird holy light powers these motherfuckers might have. So, um, so yeah, I don't know, like 2-3 blocks away on some like side street, like as little people as possible, I'd say.
all right, I got you. As soon as I get close, I'll duck out and we could try to check out the scene before we go in.
Okay, so basically the GPS takes you in front of the market. There's like a smaller side street that goes slightly up that you can take, and you can basically park like 1 block away from the market.
Yeah, I'd do that. Just out of eye shot of the market.
The market, it's a closed building, so you cannot see inside. What you can see from the 2 doors, like the front door and the side door that you pass while you're riding, is just like stands inside. I don't know if you want to like make a perception roll to see if you see anything with more detail.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see how this is. Let's see how this is gonna go. Okay.
You have to. What's the first name?
The
The
first
number.
First number's a 1.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. Second one.
The lower
It's-
you get is better.
It's a 1 as well.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna make a pause here. So there's the 2 magic numbers. Like on D&D, we have like critical success and critical failure. For demons, critical failure is 111.
Oh
So
shit!
please roll the 3rd die.
Oh no!
I kind of don't want to do that now.
Just
No
shake it really hard.
miracles! No miracles! No miracles!
Yeah, that's basically a miracle, which you don't want.
All right. Oh fuck me!
It's a
You
what?
didn't. You didn't roll a 1, Sean. You didn't. You didn't.
God.
Yeah, that's a 1. That's all 3 ones.
Okay.
That is mathematically improbable.
Let's go. Oh
Let's
my
just see what happens.
God.
Otherwise, I was gonna say I wanted to do a perception, but I guess
You can roll a perception too.
yeah. So I roll 3d6.
Yeah, like 1 by 1, and you
Yeah.
have to roll under 32, so less than 32.
32.
Yeah, like the first die, you have to get 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah. That's a 2.
Okay, roll the second one.
That's a 6. So,
Okay, that's good. Okay, so how this goes is you guys are like going around the corner to try to go around and park away from the market and so on. Kat, you see, like in the paper they gave you, it said restaurant, like the market name and restaurant in it. And you can see through one of the doors that at the back top part of the market, there seems to be the restaurant. Like you see people with plates and stuff. And at that point, a taxi just crashes on your car.
As we're walking, it just crashes into our car.
Yeah, well, you're trying to go around. No, you're in the car. You're
Okay.
in the car, and you're trying to go around the corner to park away from the market, which is what you wanted to do. And while you're going around the corner, this cab just comes really fast and crashes basically in the front corner of your car.
Oh, fuck.
Well,
Ah,
Big,
Damn
you
it.
couldn't see anything. You were looking to the side, and then you felt the crash, and you couldn't see a thing.
yeah. Oh, shit. The fuck just happened?
The guy comes down of the car and starts what you think is swearing at you. You're not sure, but because of the tone of the words, you think he's swearing at you
And
in Spanish.
all right, where are we at exactly?
You're
corner.
just like in the corner, like 45-degree angle in the street corner, and the cab is like embedded on your front left corner.
Okay. May I use my powers of intimidation to
Okay, what do you
get
do
this
to
guy to fuck
intimidate
off?
him?
What'd you say?
What do you do to intimidate them?
So I like emerge from this car that's now been partially wrecked at least. And I kind of just like I walk up and I'm not saying anything, and my head's kind of down, my eyes are cast down, and then I just start laughing, like super crazy, big, over the top, just like unhinged laughter. And I'm like moving my body all around. I'm like slapping the car, like the hood of the car. I'm kicking the tires, just like, you know.
Okay, so roll your intimidation.
Okay, this is my first one. Okay, so I roll d6.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 3.
Okay.
And then we got a 2.
Okay, roll the third one.
Okay, that's another 3.
Okay. So when you get out of the car, the guy like gets one of his hands like through the driver's window, gets one of his arms inside, and you kind of feel that he's trying to grab something from the car. And then when the guy sees that you're like just laughing and kicking his car, he's like, what the like his face says it all. You don't understand anything that he's saying, and he's like, what the fuck? And he just like kind of like pulls it and put it in like with hesitation, and then he's like, fuck it. And he just opens the door in the car, takes and goes back because he can't go out of the corner with the other. So he just like goes back like an entire block until he finds another street where he can just go away. And he probably is thinking in his head like, that girl was so fucking crazy.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
They're so
Yeah.
easily frightened. People think you need to make a mean, scary face, but it's much scarier to smile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd do that too if that was me. So with the front left corner of your car wrecked without one of your lights, I guess you continue trying to park the car.
Yeah, I guess he just pull it off in that little corner right there.
Okay.
We might have to call a cabbie.
Yeah.
It the curve moves like.
I swear, I'm just used to driving in Cleveland. This is different. I don't know. The cab came out of nowhere.
Sounds about right.
Hmm.
I've only been out of the country a couple times, and one time was in Mexico about 20 years ago, and the bus that I was on decided to pass on a hill.
Yes.
With
Yeah.
another car coming at us.
Wow.
That just sounds like driving in a city.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. And Cassie like kind of like claps Bick on the shoulder and it's just like, that was not your fault. Like that was some real weird shit. Like that's just unlucky. So don't worry about it, man. Don't let it get you down. We still got this mission. We got this.
I'm
Somebody
straight.
else can drive on the way back, though.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
cool with. Hey, I'll take the back seat.
And it's not your car, so you don't have to repair it, which is good.
Yeah. I hope they have insurance because I ain't paying for it.
Mm.
That happens. So
That's good.
what do you do? You're parked.
I think Bick would try to. You said there's like a front and a side entrance.
Yeah.
I think Bick would try to make his way around the back side of the building, just trying to see what he could see if there's a lot of people present or what's going on back there.
You can't get to the back because the back it's another building. Like so basically if the market is just like a quarter of the block.
Okay.
So it covers an entire corner, but you can get to the back or to the other side.
Right.
You can kind of see a little bit up the window, like a window that's like the second story, and you see a couple people there, but nothing specific, like shadows passing through.
All right. I don't think there's going to be a lot of reconnaissance in this. Y'all just want to slowly make our way over there, or y'all want to proceed?
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
go in.
yeah, we should just go. I mean, they're the ones that set up this meeting. So if something like is weird or fucky or wrong, like that's not our problem. They're the ones who set this up. So we should just be able to go in there and get the information and move on. If something else happens, that's not on us. So we'll just have to react. We shouldn't have to do a full casing of this joint just to go talk to some weak ass little angel boy or girl or non-binary individual. Okay.
I get it. Maybe it's my had a couple bad run-ins. I just trying to be prepared.
Walk right into the restaurant. Well, I'm sure that there's like.
Okay, so you're all gonna walk in. Who's gonna take the lead?
I
I'll go first.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Okay, so Gertie and Becca are the front.
Yeah.
And Kanika and Cassie are in the back. So
Yeah, I'll be the full back, like at the actual back to sort of like look around and stuff.
So you start walking. It's very lively. It's very loud. Once you get closer to it, once you get to the door, you can see there's just like little. There's not even stalls. It's just like little tables assembled in squares, and that seems to be each person's position to sell their wares. You can see a bunch of just vegetables and fruit all over the first floor. People offering you stuff. There's stuff that you've never seen before. There's stuff that kind of looks like something you've seen, but slightly different. So there's something that looks like dragon fruit, but it's like very yellow instead of red and whitish, and stuff like that. And there's a stair out in the back that goes to the second, like a mezzanine on the second floor. Isn't like a full second floor.
Mm-hmm.
we see the angel anywhere around?
Roll a perception.
Okay. I need to figure out how to do it with the stats.
No more ones.
Yeah, a question about the role. So
Yeah.
whatever's listed in our characteristic that you're asking us to roll, like perception, like whatever, how many dots we have in that, or how much, like how does that affect the roll?
Okay, so if you check the little form that I put in the chat, the little graphic. So the characteristics or the scores that you have on each characteristic are on top. It's like line 1, 2, line 3, and so on. So if it's 3, for example, if it's an easy roll, it would be under 66, so 66 and less. If it's like difficulty comes from the bottom up. So easy is +3, I don't know why. Harder is +2. Harder is +1, and very difficult is 0.
Okay, so it's not like D&D or whatever, or you like add it in. It's more like it just affects the threshold of success for the roll. Okay, cool. I get it now.
So, for example, so we have an issue. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm a bit. The part of the reason I was confused is because it doesn't seem to list out all the potential numbers. So my brain's like, huh?
Oh, yeah, because it's a D6, so you can't have all of the numbers from like 1 to 10, so that's why it's kind of weird.
Okay, so can I roll and then can you help me figure out which one it would be?
Yeah, so basically this is if it's a 3, you have 3 on perception.
Yeah.
And it's a very difficult thing. So you have to roll on the +1 line. So it's under 43 that you have to roll.
Okay. So I'm trying.
First die has to be 4 or less.
Okay, my first die was a 2.
Okay, great. Roll the second die.
23.
Okay, roll the third one.
4. So 23, 4.
Okay, so you see, once you come in and start scanning the space, you see someone that looks very out of place for 2 reasons. They look too clean to be living in the world. Like, the shoes seem brand new. They don't have even like the tiniest dust spot over them. And this market is not like super clean either. So it's how did they get from here to there with such clean shoes? You don't know. The clothes have no wrinkles whatsoever, not even like back up, like the knees when they're sitting, like it looks too perfect. And they have a plate of something in front of them and they are not eating, just looking around.
Okay. Head that way then. Kanika will walk up kind of slowly and then tap on the table and give a little wave. Hello.
Okay, so you cross. You just cross the space. You don't want to hide. You don't just want to get there, right?
Nah, why not?
Okay. So, just give me one sec. Okay, so once everyone follows, do you want to do anything different? Well, Kanika just goes in front towards the restaurant, or what it seems they seem to be going towards the restaurant.
Yeah, I'm definitely following them. Like, and once they kind of like approach the table and knock on it and say hello, Cassie is going to sort of position herself behind Kanika, like to sort of act as like muscle a little bit, to just be kind of like staring them down.
You start going towards them and you go up the stairs, and once you get up the stairs to the floor where the restaurant is, they are staring directly at you.
And Cassie just smiles as big as possible.
Kanika, this man, it's an older man. It's probably in their 50s, 60s. They are wearing what it seems to be a medical, like a doctor's uniform, like a medical uniform. You don't know. It has a logo. You don't recognize it. And they are just staring at you.
I said hello.
Hello?
Are you who I'm looking for?
I guess so. If you are looking for, like, you know, thingies.
Okay. Kanika will just, I guess, take a seat.
Okay. So everyone else knows.
Yeah, Cassie positions herself just standing up but behind Kanika.
Yeah, Big walks over and he's probably about like a table or two away, but to the side of him.
To the side of Cassie.
Okay. All right. So, to Kanika, you're sitting across them. And he looks a little shaken. And he continues, like, stare around kind of thing.
What are you looking for?
Well, I don't know if they followed me here.
Don't worry about that for now.
Well, it's not your life in the line.
This is true.
If they find out, they will probably send me to you guys. So that's not gonna be fun.
I thought your goal was to join us guys anyways.
No, I don't want to join you. I just want an out. Like, it's my first time here. I know there's people that comes, you know, like they do like 2 or 3 runs. This is my first run, and I really like it here, and I really like the life that this guy was living before I got here. So I kind of want to stay without the rules and everything that we have.
Sounds
So I just want to
like
know.
what we do. But
No,
anyways.
you do bad stuff. You kill people, you torture people,
I
you
don't
make
kill
people
or torture
sick.
people. I don't
Only the ones that deserve it.
I don't do any of that. How rude.
Well, for what I know, you do things I don't want to do. Like, I don't want to do missions or serve neither you guys nor the other guys. I just want to, like, live the rest of my life with my wife and my kids and go to the beach. That's it.
I go to the beach all the time, but you do you. We were told you have information?
Yeah. But hey, I have some questions before giving you any of the information.
Sure.
So the thing is that for them to believe that I'm gone, you gotta, like, kill some people, or you gotta be real mean. That's why I'm giving the information to you. Because
Okay.
otherwise they're not gonna believe that you took me or that I died or something.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can make sure it's a big old mess of violence. I'm okay. I can do that. No worries.
That's definitely more her field than mine.
Okay. Okay. And but for sure, like, you're not gonna tell anyone that I gave you this information.
No, never.
I promise.
Anyone's lying.
I think Kanika's not sure if they're lying.
Okay.
I think right now they plan on telling the truth.
Yes.
Okay.
I think in the future, Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. So let's do Gertie and Kanika. Please roll. If you have a persuasion, roll your
Can I
persuasion.
roll deception?
If you're lying, you can roll your deception
Okay.
or
I don't-
roll your will. If you
I
don't
will have to roll my will. And that is, I have 4 dots in will.
I kind of want
yeah, so it's 4 plus 2. So basically, roll anything that is not 111, please.
3d6
roll-
still.
Can I
3d6
roll well? I
is
have
good.
a 5.
Same. Roll anything that's not 111.
Okay, 5.
I got 666.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
Are
okay.
you serious?
how does-
What is happening in this game?
Yeah. Okay.
We are unholy blessed.
Yeah. 666. Basically, Satan just heard your words
Mhm.
and stretch his finger and touch you, and you feel like an extra glow in yourself and in your words. And the guy's like, okay, all right, I believe you, and I don't trust you, but I believe you, and I really want out. So I worked, like, I'm a scientist. I do stuff, and
Yes.
it's kind of science, but it goes with like the miracle tech. It's complicated, and I worked in the miracle project, and I know where the exchange is going to be, and it's going to be today, and they are giving the miracle project to a human because we can't activate it. It has to be activated by humans. So they are giving the thing to a human today, so they can
Interesting.
activate it. I don't know when. Like, I know they're giving to them today.
What is the miracle?
Well, it's the fabric that got Jesus face kind of thing.
Oh yeah, like the Shroud of Turin or something like that.
Yeah, it's well, it's similar in a way that when they put it up, it's gonna show the image of Virgin Mary, and like it's gonna bleed and stuff, like like what God likes to do, like to show images and blood and like tears.
That is
Always showing
terrifying.
off.
Why would that be a miracle? That is okay.
It's like finding Jesus in toast.
Well, it's
I feel like
similar.
that's a terrible form of miracle. Why would you like Jesus and toast? Jesus, a picture of me crying blood.
The good
Yeah.
news is we're gonna stop it.
Yes.
The plan is to put it like on a very big cathedral and in the middle of mass, where when people are there, it's gonna show up. Like, it's gonna be a whole show. It's not just like the image, but like the entire presentation of the
Yeah,
whole-
that shit could go viral. We don't want that.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that's not needed to go.
No.
Okay, so
Uh,
where is this going down?
Okay, so there's a place called Monserrate,
Mhm.
and Monserrate is like a cathedral that it's not far away from here, and it has a trail that goes kind of like down the mountain, and there's like a cave there that it's very hidden, and there's where the exchange is going to happen.
Oh, we might need those explosives after all.
Well, I've never been there, but like, I don't know if blowing a cave inside a very tall, steep mountain, it's a good idea.
That's a great idea. It's very believable as a form of death.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, the problem
Rock
is that
slides
you
happen
might.
all the time.
Yeah.
Like, this is incredibly discreet as a way to get rid of multiple people, destroy the project, and you get you out as well.
Well, you do you. I don't know. I don't know. We are allowed different things than you are. Like, we can only kill people that are sanctioned, and we have to check before and stuff like that. I don't know how
If
it
you
works
think
for
we're
you.
so evil, then why do you think it would be? Why do you think we'd have to find sanctioned people?
I don't know. I am just saying that I don't know how it works. If it works for you, you can blow up the entire cathedral. I don't know.
So, are you coming with us then to this whole thing? Like
You
you're
should
just
come with
tagging
us.
along?
Oh no, 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 no. I
No.
am no, no, no.
Are
I
we going to get you
am.
dead?
I'm just gonna vanish. I have everything planned. I
Okay.
already paid someone to take me out of the city, and I will just disappear. And whatever you do, it's going to be your fault. You disappeared me, and everything will be fine.
Okay, but my question is once you're effectively disappeared, is there going to be somebody coming looking for you and then going to get on our trail eventually?
That's true. They might come looking for you in our place as a, oh, you took one of our own, we want him back, and all that.
Yeah, but you can say that I'm dead. Like, yeah, we took them and
Why
we
would we
did
kill you if we
unspeakable
could
things
corrupt
for
you?
them. You have to
Kaniga,
figure
that's
it
too
out.
much work. It's too much work. We don't need another one that bad.
It's true, but why would we kill him if we could corrupt him?
We'll just have to hope that the disappearance goes smoothly. So
You better have it work.
All right, so the cave, the mountain trail by the cathedral, anything, what kind of danger or protection that they have should we be expecting here?
I know. I know they have a police, like a few cops going with them. I don't know how many. And I know there's gonna be some people with. Okay, they're gonna have some cops, but they also need like random people so it doesn't look like a police operation, you know?
Mm.
And those people are gonna be wearing a yellow flower on their lapel with like a religious image in it, like attached to it, because like that's part of a celebration that's going today. That's why they're doing it today. So some of the people with the flower are gonna be helping, and he grabs his bag. He has like a backpack. He rummages through it, and he gives you the flower with like an image of a Virgin Mary on it. It's like this one. I was supposed to wear it, but like I'm not.
Okay.
You can have it. It's all yours.
Thanks.
And you can figure it out. I don't know.
Okay, so there will be angels there.
Yes.
Okay.
They are the ones delivering the bag.
Right. And how many of them?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know.
Okay.
They just let us know that we were gonna have a detail. I don't know how many. I don't know what do they know to do. I know some of them are dressed as cops.
Okay.
Oh, I know some of them are cops. We have a lot of angel cops.
So just kill all the cops. Got
Ugh.
it.
Um,
Just kill all of the cops. First on the agenda. Out of character. Out of character. I'm not saying this at the table.
and I know some of them are wearing the flower, but probably there's gonna be like a lot of people wearing the flower.
So just all the cops, specifically.
Well, there's probably like non-angel cops, but you figure
It's
it
fine.
out.
We can just kill all them anyways.
All right. Well, anything else you think we should know?
It's in a briefcase.
Okay, so any briefcase we see, we destroy. We kill all the cops. Only thing
Kill
we
all
really
the
have to
cops and destroy all the briefcases
do. Yep.
in town. That's a mission.
Honestly, that's a fine mission.
Bick, you got any thoughts?
I don't know. I'm kind of with that landslide idea. Weed out all the angles. Just I don't know.
We can do both.
We'll just have to see how everything is precisely set up when we get there. And
Do you want to steal anyone's uniforms? Will anybody just like you be there?
What?
Will anyone just like you be there?
No. This is the uniform of the lab. I just got out of work.
So nobody will be in a lab uniform.
No. The idea was to blend in, so if you're not a cop, you're probably just like wearing regular street clothes.
Okay, and everyone wearing regular street clothes will be wearing one of these?
Yeah, but like there's gonna be like a lot of people wearing these because this is like a celebration. Like
Do you want to get more of them?
I don't know. They gave that to me. I don't know. I was just supposed to be there to accompany the briefcase, explain them what they did, what it did, and just that was it. I'm not part of the logistics. I was just there to give the technology, I don't know, the miracle to the human.
You seriously don't know if anyone else has been handing these out around town. You said it is a holiday after all.
Well, yeah, it's a holiday. Like people probably you can probably buy them like before going up to the cathedral. Like there's 3 ways to go up the cathedral. You can take like a little train thingy that is like when a roller coaster goes up kind of thing. So it feels like that, or you can walk, or you can take, I forgot the word, a car there. Like those are the only 3 ways to go up there. You a cableway to so the cableway, the little train thingy, or you can walk. And there's gonna be people selling them like at the entrance.
listen, Kanika, like you're probably the only one that would even need one because you're the only one that can really accomplish much by talking. The rest of us have different sorts of sets of skills. So you're honestly probably the only one that would need one. I don't know
It might
that
just
we
be
need to
helpful
find
to
one.
have a second person there who can fight in case things go down.
You can probably buy a couple at the entrance.
Okay,
All right.
good to know.
Cassie like leans in slightly to the renegade angel. What's your name?
Why do you want to know that?
Oh, I just forgot my manners and I wanted to ask since you've given us all this good information.
Okay, what's your name? You first.
I'm Cass.
Okay. I am not comfortable giving you my name.
Oh, so I guess you won't show me a picture of your cute little kids then, will you?
No. And the guy kind of like starts pushing their chair a little bit back.
All right. Well, just be careful out there. Lots of evil about.
Um, you hear in your mind, doesn't say anything, but you hear in your mind, uh, if you touch them, that's it.
So I just hear a voice in my mind that says, if you touch them.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Understood. So Cassie, I think, gonna just like makes a bit of a face and kind of leans back and is like, all right, well, should we get this show on the road?
Let's get going.
It might as well.
Let's go.
You better not mess up your end, by the way.
I'll be
Angel.
fine. And he
Okay.
stands up, grabs his backpack, and leaves, like towards the kitchens, like the opposite side of where he came in.
How much do we bet he's getting caught?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, he
just
seems
walks
kind of
towards
helpless.
the kitchens instead of the front door.
Well, yeah, that's how you always get out secretly, is you go through the kitchen, like in the movies and shit.
It's not a movie.
I don't know this place. I don't
Definitely
know.
getting caught. Okay.
Well, that's not our problem. We got all the information we need, so bless
Beaver.
him.
He turns into gas and leaps out of the window. You don't know this. But hey,
Oh,
Still such a weird. Are there
Fancy.
people in the kitchen now?
there's
Probably like staring at us and being like, what are you? Get out. I don't know what get out in Spanish is. I used to.
So Cassie looks at everybody and is like, all right, so how do we think we want to approach it? We want to go by car and then get out and walk. We want to walk the whole way. We want to try this cable car.
I say let's get to the cave.
Yeah.
The cable car. Let's go to the cable car.
Okay.
And then let's disable the cable car.
Okay. We could cause a pandemic.
Yep.
Quickly spreading infection.
Y'all are some lively ones, aren't y'all?
Just walking and talking.
yeah, well, you walk and talk, get down the market. People continues offering you stuff. And you go back to your car, your wrecked car.
Might as-
Does it work? Does the car work?
yeah.
Yeah, the car works.
It's just
Dented.
fucked up looking.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fine.
just like one of the front lights doesn't work. Like the left corner of the car is broken.
Yeah,
The
it's-
left
Mm.
corner.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I guess we can hurry up and take it over there as long as we don't get stopped by no cop angel. I feel like it'd be fine.
Hmm.
Okay. So
We could knock
as
out
you-
one of the cops, steal their uniform, and steal the briefcase.
That's an option.
Panica's just saying ideas as like.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to
When we
it.
get
I feel
there.
like
Let's-
that
Yeah.
bridge is coming sooner rather than later, isn't it? Who's driving this time, by the way?
I'm in the back.
Yeah, you're not driving.
I'll drive.
Okay.
Okay.
I sit in the passenger seat up front this time.
Panica scowls, I think, and then just climbs back into the back.
Who gets first? Okay. So as you leave, we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna get back once you get to the entrance. Be right back, everyone.
Okay, be right back.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back from a little break. Thanks, Kira, from the raid. Thanks, everyone that has followed. Thanks, everyone who has given subscriptions. We are very happy to have you here. Welcome to In Nomine Satanis. This is a game where all of my players play demons, and we are arriving to one of the biggest cathedrals in Bogota. This cathedral is set up at the top of a mountain that looks over the city, and for most of the city you can see up to the mountain and see it, so it's very high. There is like an entrance set up where you can buy a ticket to take the train, the cable cart, or there is another entrance where you can walk up the mountain, basically. And behind it, behind the cathedral, there is a forest, which is a reservation. And at some point, either in the trail, the back of the mountain, our demons don't know yet, there is a cave where they need to go to find, to get the miracle that the angels are preparing and destroy it per the instructions. So, demons, you arrive, you drop the car in the parking lot. What do you want to do?
I just want to pin it to my, pin the flower thing. Got
Okay.
me on my chest. Don't really want this, but let's do it anyways.
We're gonna.
So what's the plan exactly? What do we want to do?
Gertie, you said something about the cable car, right?
Yes. Disabling the cable car that people take to get up here.
Worst case scenario, people can't make it up that way.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to shut off the other paths by any chance?
Yes, that would be wise. I can. Well, let's see. What can I do to disable those from people from getting up here even more?
Always start a plague.
I could start a plague, but I could just, make trees fall down.
I mean, I could just stab the control box of the cable car.
That's
Or-
only one of 3 paths, though.
Try to burn through the cable wire, but that might cause a little more damage than need be.
Yeah.
You see, while you're talking this, you see that there's a good, like, it's a weekday, so it's not packed with tourists. There's a line of like a good 15 people for the tickets booth. And there's one old lady selling the flower pins near the entrance. What are you gonna do?
Are we just doing?
We should figure out our plan first, I think.
Yeah.
What exactly are we aiming for? Are we going
'Cause, like-
to sneak in, steal the case, kill some cops, or...
I mean, as much as I would love to just raise that cave from top to bottom of anyone that's in there and all the disgusting holy light that they're projecting, I would say that a more subtle approach, at least to start, is probably a good idea. So I think like kind of a 2-part, like go in with some manner of stealth or distraction, and then go in and just try to grab the briefcase. And if things start unfolding from there in a more like violent way, then we can deal with that. Now, my thing is, if we're trying to disable these different ways of going, like the car and everything, like how are we going to do that with all these people around? I'm not sure how.
That's true.
I don't know how we're going to do that.
The most effective. That would simply just keep people from getting up there. Even if we do go in and steal it, though, the problem is I think unfortunately, that angel did ask us to take some others down with us to make his disappearance look a little bit less suspicious.
I suppose. I meant the cable car disabled at the top of the mountain, not down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay, so can we just go up the cable car and then we'll do it that way and move on after that?
Yes.
We want to split up into two groups, then have one group on standby in case things in the cave start to go unfortunate, and have the other group ready to start bringing it down just in case. I figure we can get up fairly easily. No?
Splitting the party, the favorite thing for the end.
Split the party. Split the party. Let's all stick together for this.
Okay. How are we going
I think
to grab
we
the
need
case
our
then?
combined might.
Yes.
I think.
How are we going to grab the case then?
I kind of like just having everything fall down on them and pick it up through the rubble. You know, make it look
Also-
like a natural disaster, and then
Natural
walk off
disaster.
with the.
That's my thought. That's a little bit easier to make it look like we weren't involved.
Yeah.
Gertie, I need
Yes.
you to roll your occult knowledge
Cold smell.
plus half your will. So basically, you have a 3 to roll. Just don't roll a triple one.
Just 3 dice.
Yeah.
Just don't roll a triple one. Oh,
Just don't
let's
roll
roll
a
a
triple
let's roll a
one.
66 again. A 666 again.
Yeah.
I got a 2, 1, and a 5.
Okay. So you have studied the relationships between angels and demons and how the power balances out or imbalances out.
Mhm.
And one of the things you know is that toppling down the biggest cathedral in town
Mhm.
would probably gather more, that it's above a residential neighborhood. Like
Mhm.
if you topple it, it's all of the dirt is gonna fall in a residential neighborhood. What you know is that on natural disasters, people join together and starts believing more because they need that hope.
Yes.
So that if you guys wanna
Not
take
voting, bringing down
the
church.
might of the angels a notch in this town, that's probably not the best idea.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'll relay that. I'll be like, so natural disasters are fine and dandy in certain cases, especially when it's like, say, California and there's wildfires and then it rains and then they have floods because it just all comes down the mountain like a mudslide. Because they pray to make the rain to stop and the fires to stop. But in this
Love
case,
yourself a fire.
so no, we don't need a fire. In this case, if we have a natural disaster, everybody's going to start praying.
Do we simply want to go in and grab the case then?
Yep. Too bad we didn't pick up an identical case to it. But we don't know what the case looks like, so we couldn't just like.
Oh yeah, Indiana Jones, that shit.
Yeah.
How are we going to create the distraction to get the case? I doubt there's anyone in there who particularly looks like identical to any of us, and I'm guessing they know exactly who's supposed to be getting the case at any given moment.
Start a small fire
Anybody can.
as a distraction.
I can also
I think that's a little
You
bit
know.
obvious.
do a disease off of somebody that rapidly spreads.
Yeah,
It'd
I
have to
mean
be
that
very
would.
rapid.
I feel like that would be, if it could happen fast enough, then that would certainly like clear out the area of anyone we didn't want to like harm, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't tell us how we get the case, though.
I mean, can I just go in and
No.
grab the case?
No, we're supposed to keep our heads down. Remember?
They didn't give us that many specific instructions, though. I mean, isn't that kind of open for interpretation? I mean,
Keep
as
your
long
head-
as the job gets done, what's a few little broken wings? Ooh.
My
It's not a
my
broken
favorite plague that I've read about that I haven't seen for a while is where people just start spontaneously dancing and don't stop.
That might be seen as a blessing from God at this point.
They just keep like they try to make them stop dancing. They stop and they grab them and they start dancing.
Okay, at that point, it's turned into mass panic.
Mhm.
But what about the cave? The cave isn't the cathedral. Remember? They're separate areas.
Okay, why don't we go up the cable car, go to the cable car, we'll go up the mountain, and then we'll continue our discussion with a renewed perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Cassie will get in line to get tickets to the cable car.
Okay, you get your tickets. You can pay on US dollars because it's a touristic attraction.
Nice.
And I need one of you to roll their luck.
How much luck do I have? I have 3 in luck. What about everyone else?
I have 4 in luck.
Do you want to go then?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead, Gertie.
So do I
Okay.
roll? I roll again for 3d6.
Yeah, but roll one by one.
Okay.
And
2,
I- Ooh,
6, 1.
okay, perfect. Everyone just like you're grouped with like 5 more people, which is the quota for the cable cart to go up. And I need let me see who has the highest. I need Cassie and Big to roll their perception, please.
Okay.
Please, not a 1-1-1.
You need to roll under 43.
4, 2,
Oh,
6.
okay.
5, 3, 3.
Okay. So, Cassie, you don't notice, but Big, just like you get into the cable cart, it's a very steep incline while you're going up.
Mhm.
So it feels more like an elevator than a cable cart, like a glass elevator where you can see the entire city in front of you guys.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of looking around, and then you look at the person next to you, just like it's a casual thing, and you see they're trying to not look at you, and it almost it's like I don't know, 50 feet before getting to the top, like a few seconds before getting to the top. But like you just look at them and they are just like willingly trying to not meet your gaze. And once you get up, they just get out of the car.
I don't notice that though.
No, only Big
Okay.
notice.
Only who does? Vic does?
Vic.
Oh, Vic does.
Me, yeah, Bick would be like, I guess he would yell out, not yell, but kind of whisper over the cast, like, did you see that?
Oh no, I was distracted by all the beautiful scenery.
The guy was fucking strange. Like, he was like, it almost looked like he was trying not to look at me. Like really focusing on not trying to look at me.
Huh.
It's strange as shit.
He was dressed casually too. Just jeans, t-shirt, nothing weird.
All right. Well, keep that guy's picture in your mind just in case we see him again.
Yeah, it's
Once you get out of the cable cart, you see the controls are on a like You get out, and there's like a little platform, and you can see the controls and the control person to the right. And there's a door, and there's like a big stone plaza in front of you, like a big stone floor, open space. To the left, you see the cathedral. Well, it's called a cathedral, but it's like a big church. It's white, Spanish style. It's not that decorated. It's not that fancy. To the right, you see a path, and in front of you, all the way back, you see another path. And the guy just got lost into the people once he got out. You see several people with the little flower thingy. Bells are ringing, calling for mass.
So which way to the cave?
I guess we'll just have to follow that path, I'm assuming.
Are there any like signs in the
Uh,
area?
yeah, roll your perception.
Okay. That is 3, so 1. 5.
The panic. Okay,
3.
that's good. Okay, yeah, once you get out, there's a little map
Mhm.
and a couple arrows with names in Spanish and English. And well, one basically points to the church. The other one, like the path to the right, says it's a restaurant. And the path to the left, to in front of you, it says like scenery path.
Scenery path.
No path. No, it doesn't
Oh.
say path to cave.
And there's another sign, like kind of the left, but like a little towards the front of the church, that says like walking path, which you imagine is a path where you would come up if you came walking. There is no cave mentioned.
I'm going to guess walking or scenery most likely.
Yeah, the other one I think just goes back down. So
Yeah,
I think
like,
scenery is where we want to go.
Like the hike up to Griffith Observatory in Los Angeles.
I'm gonna spread the dancing plague now. Just like bump into some random person, and
Okay.
all they have to do is bump into somebody else in order for them to just all start dancing and not stop.
Okay, I have a question. Is this a real thing? Or this
It
is like
happened actually.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. Since it's happened, we're gonna say yeah, you can. You can spend 5 of your power points.
I'll spend 5 of my power points. to do that.
And you just bump into someone
Yep.
and you give like 2 extra steps, and that person starts dancing, just
Yep.
like in the middle of the plaza.
And they just like keep moving, and they bump into people, and everybody just starts dancing.
Okay, yeah. So far, it's just that person vibing.
Mhm.
What are you gonna do, guys?
Cassie looks at Gertie and is like, you don't think they're gonna see that as some kind of weird miracle from God, do you? That they all start dancing? Because they do that and shit in the church.
They
Maybe
do.
just-
Dancing with snakes and stuff.
They do, but this person won't stop dancing until they die.
Well, hell, just tell them
Okay.
they caught the
And
Holy Ghost.
all
or
they have to do
something,
is
huh?
bump into somebody else, and it will cause them to start dancing, and they won't stop dancing. Oh no,
All
I
the
have a
uses of that power, I had never seen this one, which is amazing.
All right, well, I think we're good to go here. They'll be occupied here for a while, not just with mass and communion and all that.
And where are you going? Which path are you taking?
I think the scenery path. Good.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, does
Okay.
it say the distance on each of the paths by any chance?
The only one that has a distance is the one that goes all the way down.
Mm-hmm. How long does it say?
That's a good question. It's like a mile or 2. It's very long.
Okay, that's actually not too bad. Let's check the scenery path first, and then if that doesn't check out, we'll try the other one.
Okay. So you is it okay, so it's 2.5 miles, the one that goes down. The other one doesn't have a distance.
Mhm.
And just cross the plaza. There's a little market to the left, kind of like next to the church. And there's like a little path. And once you get to the top of the path, you can see that behind that little mountain, there's like a bigger mountain. And you can see like the entire forest, a little valley underneath. And there is the sound of birds and the wild animals just right there. And you can start going down. You see a couple people there. Big, can you please roll a perception?
It's 5, 4, and a 1.
Okay. No, you just see a couple people there. You see the path goes down a little bit and then like curves. And that's all you can see.
Not really much down there that I can see at this from where we're at.
No cave.
Not that I see.
Not for the first maybe like 300 feet of the path, which is where you can see.
Okay, I think we're continuing on the path as far as I know.
Yeah, we can just keep going.
Okay, so you start going down on the path. You see a cop just like kind of like doing a round there. Cops here are dressed on like army green.
Mhm.
They don't have like camo, it's just like a green uniform. He just seems to be doing the rounds. And the path like kind of curves a little bit, and then there's a second curve and starts going a little bit further down. So it's like an S path that it's going down.
And the cop, he's not really paying attention to us. He's just making his rounds, right?
Seems like it.
Knock him out, steal his uniform, and that'd probably make it easy to get the case.
If anyone wants to roll a perception, try to
Oh, absolutely.
Just my perception.
see if the cop is hiding anything.
Yeah, I'll roll as well.
Yeah, it's
6, 4, 2. But I know I have like a 5 in
1, 5, 1.
perceptions. No, 3 in perception. Never mind.
Okay, I've got 5, 3, 3.
Okay. Gertie, is Gertie paying attention to the cop or just like ignoring it?
I'll pay attention to what's going on.
Okay.
So you might roll.
Yeah, just roll one by one and let me know what the number is.
1, 6, and 5.
Okay. So Gertie and Vic, you realize the guy was kind of walking at a certain pace, and when he saw you, he started walking slower.
And
He's the only person around at the moment in the path.
Okay, and me and Gertie see this? Okay.
Yeah, you and Gertie see it.
Hey, Gertie, I think somebody's paying attention to us. Ooh.
What do you want to do?
There was a mentioning of maybe trying to take his uniform, just leave him out here in the woods somewhere.
Would be
We could
helpful for
do
blending
that.
in.
I'm going to immediately just do a quick turnaround as fast as possible and just walk right by him.
Okay.
I'm not going to go that far. I'm just going to go around.
Please.
Just like, oh, wait, I forgot something.
Okay. Please roll your agility.
Okay. That's a 2 in my agility. So, ooh, a 5. And a 1 and a 2.
Okay. So when you turn around and start walking towards him, he stops.
I'm just gonna walk right past him. I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah, like you feel he's paying very strong attention to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were gonna try to touch him or something, he'd have a little bit of advantage because he's prepared for you to attack him, kind of thing.
Oh, I'm not gonna touch him. I'm just walking right past him. Okay, oops, I forgot something.
Okay, you walk past him,
Mm-hmm.
and what he does is that there's like a high so you at one side you can see the trees and the beautiful scenery, and at the other side it's like a rock or a brick wall. So what he does is that he puts his hand on his gun and he puts his back towards the wall, and he's trying to keep everyone inside.
Keep everyone outside.
On site.
On site. Okay, 2.
Like all of you on site.
I've already used my disease curse. Can't do anything to him at the moment.
Oh, I can.
No, I've walked past him. I like stopped, turned around. I'm not splitting the party.
Oh.
I'm just going around him to see what he does.
Yeah, and he does that. He puts his hand on his gun. He turns his back towards the wall so you can get behind him and do anything to him. And he is just staring at you guys. What are you gonna do?
Can I try to see if he has like any angel vibes? Is that a thing you can do?
It's a thing some demons can do, but you can't, which is detect good. You can't, so you don't know.
Okay, if he's a demon or not. So
Okay.
Is he wearing one of those lapels?
No, he's not wearing the flower.
Because if he's human, I can control him. For everyone else,
you can try.
I can try. If he's not, that doesn't go so well.
Yep. What are you gonna do, guys? He's staring at you intently. What are you gonna do, guys?
Okay, I have an idea if you'll allow me.
Okay.
It's a little bit less
Suggest
than
it.
So my suggestion, and I guess Cassie would try to say this like to the group like as surreptitiously as possible, but listen, I know like about criminals and like the criminal underworld and stuff, so I could just go up to him and be like, oh yeah, I saw some guys like getting together. They looked like they were going to do something. They had a bunch of baseball bats and guns and stuff like that, and just see if I can get him to fuck off.
I need you to roll your discretion.
Okay.
So wait a second.
So I have a massive bonus to that.
Yeah, but he also has perception. Like, so let me see.
If he's an angel and I tried to control him, would he know?
Yeah, he will.
Okay. Okay.
So it's
okay. Since I have a 5 in discretion.
Yeah, you have 5. You have technically you have a 6.5.
Okay.
Your will bonus, but it's also very hard because he's looking at you while you're trying to talk. So you have to roll a 64 Sorry, you have to roll. Yeah, you have to roll less. It's still very good. You have to roll less than 56 to get this without him noticing.
Okay, I can do that. I believe in my dice.
Let's go cast
Okay.
his dice.
Oh my god, I am so sorry about the cards here today. What do I have to roll over then?
What was the first number?
5.
Okay, you have a chance. You
I
have
have
to
a
roll less
chance.
than 4
Oh
on the
goodness,
second
come on
die.
now. Oh no, it's a 6.
Oh no.
Sorry, y'all.
Please roll the last die.
Yep. That's a 2.
Okay. So when you start talking, he seems to notice, and he pulls out his gun
Sir,
and
what are you doing?
shouts something you don't understand.
We don't speak Spanish. Sir, what are you
forgetting
doing?
we don't speak the same language.
We don't. Yeah, this is a problem. I know like 3 words. And
Uh,
I feel like as soon as he did that, Vic's hand would pop open
okay. I
and
want
he
to
would
take
shoot. Yeah, he's gonna pop his hand open right down at his side and shoot a
I could do
flame at him.
This is gonna be so obvious.
Oh,
Shoot from his head or
you're
his
gonna
leg.
Well, you're gonna shoot what? Fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
We go.
So, fire. Oh, let me see. What was
I don't know what I'm supposed to be rolling.
It's 4. I think it's since you didn't aim, since it was just like a random thing. You shoot with your agility. So roll agility.
Please don't
Okay.
hit us. We're standing right next to you.
I'll try. That is the goal.
It's
Oh,
What did you roll?
first one's a 5.
okay. Even though this was like an easy shot,
4, 6.
okay. So you lift your hand and you send like a fireball basically towards this guy. He dodges and he's gonna shoot you back.
Does it seem supernatural? His dodge.
No.
Okay, can I control him?
Well, let me see one thing before I reply. Yeah, he seems to be moving faster than a regular human.
Shit.
Okay. And he's gonna shoot you.
I'm behind him.
Oh, you're lucky. And you feel the wind near your face, but it doesn't hit you. But he now knows that you try to kill him, basically, and that you are not human.
I am behind him.
Yeah, you all got an action.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a. Can
Oh,
I try?
you are not behind him. You're to one of his sides.
Yeah, I'm
because
off
he
to his
turned
side.
around to see both of them. So what do you want to do?
I'm gonna try to control him. Let's see if it works.
If it doesn't work, I'll just shoot him with my magic gun.
I just spend 2, right?
You spend 2 points. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think do I have to roll even?
No.
Okay.
It's automatic, but he is not a human. So
yeah. Okay, that sucks.
Cassie, shoot. You.
Okay, so does it take more than one turn to summon it?
No. Just spend 1 point and summon it.
Yep. So I spend 1 power point to summon it, and then I'm just gonna try to shoot him headshot.
Okay, so you have a 4.5. versus 4. Okay.
Okay, so I'm rolling 2d6 to hit.
Roll less than 45.
Okay, I rolled 23, so I'm good there.
Okay, so you shoot him and roll
Damage.
another die. Yeah.
6. Let's
Oh.
go. Woo!
2. Okay, no, 6. Okay, so you hit him for 6. You hit his arm. He starts bleeding. Gertie, you have an action before he can do something.
I'm right beside him. I'm growing claws.
Okay.
Claws.
So, you saw Gertie, like this kind of timid, not that very outspoken person, grow these 4-inch long claws from her fingers. You can roll to attack.
So what is it? Is that again 3d6 or
It's
2d6?
same, just like 1 by 1.
3.
Okay.
1. Ooh.
Okay, your agility is 2.
Yep. That's
So 31, right?
31.
That hits.
Yes.
Roll 1d6 for damage.
1d6. And then it says +3 to damage on my
Yeah.
6.
Oh, okay.
Just regular 6. There was a 3 and then I added 3, so that's
Okay.
6.
Still.
Okay. He looks hurt after this round. He looks very hurt. It looks like he's in pain. He has like 5 claw marks on his face. He's bleeding from a shot wound on his arm. He lifts his gun and he's gonna try to shoot Cassie probably again.
Thank God I don't have enough health.
Because Gertie is too close to be shot. Let's see if I can hit you. Oh, wait. He looks very hurt, but at that moment, all of his body starts slightly shining, like looking slightly metallic, and then he starts looking like a gold statue. All of him now looks like it's made of gold. And it's going to try to shoot Cassie. Now I can start shooting. And that hits for 4 points of damage.
Ow.
Oh no.
Is that half your health?
So this is where I'm not as sure about what. So like my light, I know I have a light injury.
Yeah,
threshold.
So that would, yeah. So the hit points are for something else. We go for injuries. So you have to go 4 by 4. You have to get 16 points to die. 16 damage to die.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna mark that I took 4 damage.
But like right now, since your injury threshold has been filled, you start feeling injured, and that can affect your speed if you're running, your stuff like that. Like right now, you're starting to feel injured.
Damn. Okay, so Cassie definitely like reacts, and I think you see where do I get shot?
You get shot in your shoulder.
My shoulder. Okay, so I'm just kind of like Cassie's just like gritting her teeth and kind of just the cracks in the veneer a little bit start to show, like kind of this goofy, like weirdo Harley Quinn persona. Like she just starts to kind of like it starts to fade a little bit, and she's definitely like in pain. Now, does it go back to the top of the order with Sean, or does it matter who goes next?
No, anyone can act. Anyone can act.
Okay, so if it's cool, what I would like to do as Cassie is I just want to like grapple him and just be like, where's the cave?
Okay. So you come in towards him. He looks very hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I need you to roll your force.
Okay.
To grapple him.
Not great.
And it's versus his.
Yeah. Okay, that's a 1.
That's good.
That's a 2. And then for the last, a 6.
That's the best roll you could have. So you grapple him like from the color of the uniform, but it's difficult because he's solid. He is made out of gold right now. He's completely solid. And you grapple him and you push him against the wall and you have him pinned on the wall. You want to say where's the cave?
Yeah, where's the cave, Oscar?
You see a hint of recognition in his eyes. You feel he probably speaks English. And he says, why would I tell you?
Listen, you could tell me now, or we could just wait it out for you to bleed and then shatter into a million little gold flakes that I'll put in my vodka and drink the bottle down.
Let's roll an intimidation.
Okay. Now I've got 2 to this. That's a 2. That's a 3. And then that's another 2.
2, 3, 2. That's very good. He looks around. They're gonna hear the shots. They're gonna be here soon. You feel he's shaken, but he's trying to hold it on.
And then I think Cassie kind of just like looks to everyone. It's like, do we want to keep trying to make him talk, or should we just be done with it right here and be on our way? Because I think more are coming soon.
Yeah, I think.
How far away are we from like the top in the church where other people are?
You're from the main plaza. You like 20 feet away. Like horizontally. You're very close.
Why don't we just fucking yell that this cop started shooting at us?
I was going to offer either disembowelment or throwing him off the side.
That's a lot more suspicious. Trying to keep it.
Yeah, but at least if he's yelling, they'd be doing it down the damn mountain. Shit.
The discretion part is kind of over, at least for this point, because there's been gunshots.
You feel people running like on top of you. You don't know if it's because of the shots. There's no screaming yet.
But there's a difference between discretion and breaking like the supernatural open.
Okay, then what do you want to do?
We just started.
We say he shot at us.
Go with his plan. There's some spectral thing down here.
We say he shot at us.
Yeah.
Crash the cave.
Stick my hands in my pockets.
Yeah. I start backing up, scooting down the ground like I'm scared of something.
Yeah. I'll start yelling.
Okay.
Have at it. Is going to, I think, fully start yelling like, "Oh my god, somebody help!" this cop just started shooting at us.
Also,
Okay. You start yelling, and
And just looking as scared as fucking possible.
I need you to first roll a luck.
I have a
Have a 3.
3 in luck. Okay, cool. 4, 6, 5.
So close. Okay. And now I need you to roll a persuasion.
Can I do deception since I am lying to
Oh
some
yeah,
extent?
or yeah, deception.
Okay. Which I also have a 3 in. So that is 1, 5, 3.
Okay. First, you hear people running like closer, like towards you. The only way to get to you is from the entrance that is like 30 feet away, in the
Mhm.
direction that Gertie is. And you see 3 more cops
Mm-hmm.
running
That
towards
sucks.
you. This guy drops his gold visage and he starts yelling something in Spanish.
He started shooting at us.
And the other
Take it.
guys start like lift their guns towards you guys.
He started shooting at us.
start live streaming on my phone.
Okay.
Yes.
You bring your phone and start. Well, they only see your phone out. They don't
Yeah.
know that you're live streaming.
Yeah.
What's everyone else doing?
I think
Uh,
I rolled pretty decently. Can I just start crying?
yeah, you can start crying. Danica starts crying.
Crying is a free action.
Crying is a free action.
Crying is a free action. Kanika's just like, I'm gonna lie, I
Love
guess.
it. Love it. Love
On
it.
every game.
Because Kanika clearly does not look doesn't look first off injured, but the others do, and like she just looks, I guess, scared and like a lawyer.
Okay, yeah. You're very well dressed up. And you start crying.
And I
Vic,
also have the
Cassie.
pin of the Mary on my chest.
Oh, you have the flower
I have
thingy.
the flower. I
Vic-
look like I was just gonna walk for a little bit and
Yeah, you were just checking the scenery. You're yelling in English. They kind of recognize the language. Gertie, you pick up your phone. You start recording. Big Cassie, what are you gonna do? Cassie, you have this guy pinned against the wall. Big, you're just watching. So what are you both gonna do?
we cannot take 4 of them.
Mhm.
No, we can't.
No.
Based on my light injury threshold, no, we sure can't.
Yeah.
Guys, what are you gonna do? You have 30 minutes. If in 30 minutes you haven't recovered the miracle's gone.
Okay. I'm gonna turn invisible.
Okay, Cassie turns invisible. Big, what are you gonna do?
I don't shit. I'm just fuck, I can't run out of here or anything. I'm gonna grab that guy that Cass was holding on the shoulder and just cast bang. There's
There's
nothing.
3 other policemen.
Okay. Okay. So this one, like you guys, some of you might have seen it where you work, and some might haven't. But when Big touches this guy starts kind of like convulsing a little bit, and he just gets into fetal position in the ground, and like starts holding himself, shaking uncontrollably on the ground. The other cops start yelling like back, and they're pointing their guns towards you, and they're
Can we
gonna
go
start
back up?
advancing.
Kanika's at least backing up. Kanika's nowhere near the dude.
Well,
towards the guy.
like what is
Um,
like what is this mountain situation like? What
They're going to start shooting. We cannot take 3 cops.
I get that, but
I, Gertie, I need you to roll your occult plus perception, which is
Cult is 1. My perception
1
is
plus 2. So you will roll as you have a 3. Okay. Roll like less than 43.
43. Oh, that's a 6.
Okay. Let's see if you get another 666.
Nope, that's a 1.
Okay. So no, nothing happens. Do you back up with your phone?
I back up with my phone. I'm still live streaming because they don't know I'm like using
Yeah.
whatever.
Yep. So you're moving back.
Yeah.
Cassie is gone. You don't see it. You don't feel her. You don't know where she is.
Yeah.
Big, what are you gonna do?
Like,
Big.
No, Big just touch the guy, and the guy.
yeah, I just
collapsed.
touched him and he collapsed.
No, but I think they're telling you to back up from the
Hey,
guy.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, I just start backing down the mountain.
Okay.
They said back. Shit, fuck it.
Okay. They are like one of them in like a not such good English. It's gonna say, "What happened?"
He started shooting at us.
And who shot him?
Don't know. I was so panicked, and there was just people, and they started doing things. I'm just here to see to go to mass because it's a holiday, and I was in town. And I'm here for to do some work business. I'm here on a business trip, and I just figured.
And they started like moving their guns.
I don't know who those 2 others were.
I have no clue.
Oh, I'm referring to you 2 at this point. I think
Okay,
the
so-
2 people who they've
okay.
seen touch the policeman. I'm saying I don't know
Okay,
those
so
him and
Kanika starts like moving towards the side, kind of like towards the railing, creating some distance between her and Big. And Cassie is nowhere to be seen. Gertie, you're with your phone. What are you gonna do, guys?
My intention in turning invisible is not just to like escape the danger, but it's to spend the power points to be invisible long enough to just like continue down the trail to see if I can find the cave.
Okay.
So I'm thinking I'm going to use 2 power points for like a full 6-second sprint in invisible mode.
Okay, I need you to roll me a perception.
Okay. So this is where. Wait, no, that's fine. Never mind. Okay. Son of a. That's a 6.
Okay.
3. 1.
That's good.
Oh, I get confused.
But you have a really high perception.
I do.
So you continue running and you turn around the next curve and you see, like in the middle of the wall, like a catacomb entrance with a door that is open.
Okay, so I'm going to then drop my invisibility and I'm going to whistle very loudly.
Okay, you'll hear a whistle.
I'm just backing up slowly in the direction of the whistle now.
Oh, by the way, Gertie, did you hide your claws when you saw these guys, or do you have like 4-inch?
No, Gertie said that. Kat said that.
I stuck one of my hands in the pockets.
Okay.
And I'm like grasping my phone in a weird manner that you can't really see my claws.
Okay, like so you can see my nails.
Yeah. I'm like, she doesn't paint her claws. That would be funny though.
Okay. So Gertie starts backing up. This guy seemed to be very concerned. Like one of the guys is pointing at you, and the other two guys are trying to lift the guy that is on the floor and try to like pull him back away from you.
Are they wearing
The flower?
Yeah.
No, they're just wearing their uniforms.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just backing up. That's all I'm doing.
Gertie's
Very
backing
slowly.
up.
Still recording because it's
Okay.
something she does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Theta, what are you doing? Kanika, what are you doing? Big, what are you
Kanika-
doing?
I think is just trying to diffuse the situation as quickly as possible. Like there was so much going on. He pulled out his gun. He tried to shoot at us. I think maybe he might have shot himself accidentally. My friend managed to close, not my friend, this other person managed to close the distance, threatened him. I don't know what was happening, but I think maybe he shot himself because none of us clearly have a gun on us.
You can tell they are confused.
I will lie my ass off if I have to.
But they probably don't understand everything you're saying, so they're trying to follow what you're saying, and but the guy doesn't stop pointing at you. The other two guys have the third guy that is like just shaking from pain. They're trying to move him away from you, and they're reaching at their radio. They have a portable radio, and they're probably asking for backup. So what are you gonna do?
Please, I don't. Just could you get somebody who speaks English, to translate better? I think he might have shot himself accidentally. I don't know what's going on with him. He just started shooting.
Yep, the guy is still pointing the gun at you.
I just want to go to the mass.
And yelling something, and one of the other guys is radioing someone. You hear the noise from the radio. What are you gonna do, guys? You have 15 minutes. Are you gonna get this?
Yeah, I'm just
Okay,
further and further.
Yeah.
Okay. The guy kind
As
of
he's gonna go ahead.
Yeah, the guy kind of seems overwhelmed because he's trying to point between three people now that he's alone.
Oh, he's alone.
Kanika. Oh,
The other two are taking the injured one back up the trail.
okay. Kanika is going to control him.
Okay.
Let's see if how that works. I want to try to control him. So I'll use up 2 of my PowerPoints.
Okay.
And just get him lower the gun, essentially.
He lowers the gun.
Okay, we're back in business. I'm gonna say lower the gun. Stop. Tell your compatriots everything's okay. It was a misunderstanding. The other police officer seems to momentary loss of sanity, I guess. There is the 3 people. I got a statement from them.
Okay.
I'm going to go back with the others. I'm going to send him back with the others because I know I can keep him in range for a minute, and then I have a minute, and then I'm just going to get him to turn around and start walking the other way, and have us just come on, let's go.
Okay.
This lasts to a minute. We just need to get out of his range for the next minute.
Okay. Once you explain the situation, he replies like, "Yeah, it has happened before," and he just stands up, takes his radio, starts talking to the radio. You don't know what they're saying, and he starts walking back up with the other guys. One of the other guys starts like yelling at him. It seems like a "what the fuck are you doing" kind of situation. The guy is just walking back with them and just like helping them pick up the other guy, and
I'm just gonna have him explain it, and I'm just gonna be like, "Let's run down the hill, run to where Cassie is."
Start running. You go. There's a little curve, like 20 feet, like from you were. And then you see Cassie another like 30, 35 feet down the road, in front of a gate, like a hole in the wall with a gate in it.
Hi, Cassie.
All
We
right,
made
that was a
it.
clusterfuck. Let's go. We're running out of time.
Yep,
Yeah.
let's stop shooting at people so much. Objectively, that is what's getting us in this problem.
I'm sorry, that's my thing.
I don't care what your assessment of the situation is. We have a job to do. So
Let's go.
How are we going to do the job? Have we decided, or
there's no
There's a-
time to make a
Yeah,
plan.
Yeah.
we're going
we
for it.
can say
Literally
it while
not.
we run? We have 5 minutes.
Okay, I have a force field. As soon as I see anybody, I'm just going to deploy it. I'm going to grab the briefcase and then destroy it and then get out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's- Sounds like a
So-
plan.
You're in front of a metal gate that it's about almost 6 feet wide. It's very wide.
Mm.
Uh,
Oh,
and it has like a padlock, a chain and a padlock.
that's
on it.
fine. Can I just open it?
Yeah, Kanika just touches the padlock and it opens.
Okay, darn.
Mm.
It's very
Oh,
easy.
nice.
Oh,
The King of Thieves.
okay.
Oh, true.
Okay, you open the gate. It's very heavy. It takes both Cassie and Beck to push it open. And in front of you, there's a dark, wet, very wet tunnel. There's like a little
Gross.
trail of water coming out of it.
It's moist
Let's
in there.
go.
Very moist tunnel.
Yeah,
Get
ready to deploy
Cassie
all
will
the
take
grenades.
point here.
Get ready to deploy
Okay.
all the fucking smoke
Cassie
grenades we
goes
have.
first. Who goes second?
I'll
Okay,
go
I'll
second.
I'll go last.
I'll go
Okay.
Kind
second.
of like do a backup. Like
Okay. We have Cassie, Big, Kanika, and Gertie.
yeah, I'm just gonna have my phone in pocket, claws out,
Okay.
waiting, backing up.
It's dark, but not like blind dark. Just like
Yeah.
very, very dark. Light comes from behind you.
Mhm.
And you run for about maybe like 90 feet, and you start seeing more light, like a point of light at the end, like at the front, maybe like 30, 35 feet away from you. What you gonna do?
Get ready to.
Do I hear anything?
Do you hear anything? Roll a perception.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's a 3. That's a 5. That's another 3.
Okay. You hear very slightly people talking, just like a generic conversation. You don't hear the words, just the voices.
Can I throw a smoke bomb?
Can you
Wait,
throw-
I'm facing the other direction.
Do we have?
I could
extra
say a smoke
bombs?
bomb and a grenade at the same time, but I don't. Smoke bomb
And the-
sounds like a good idea.
Yeah,
You-
let's not.
You can go towards the front.
Yeah.
And do you want to throw a smoke bomb or a grenade or both?
We'll do a smoke bomb first. It just
Okay.
rolls in, obscures vision.
Okay, I need you to roll your agility. No, sorry, your perception.
And Theta, Cassie did pick up an additional smoke bomb, so we do
Okay.
have another one.
Because if you're going to do invisibility, then it might be good to limit the amount of people who can be seen on scene
That's a 6.
of the 4 of us, because that
Okay.
might just be suspicious.
That's a 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna deploy force field and not invisibility, so I'm not going invisible.
Okay.
Then.
And that's
So-
a 4.
If you
That's
deploy
not worth.
force field, then one of us could probably throw in a smoke bomb, like right as you like right around the time you know where it is to grab it.
I don't
So-
know how to
You're
use a smoke
having-
bomb.
Yeah, while you're having this conversation of what you're gonna do, 4 feet in front of you falls a smoke grenade, and the tunnel starts filling with smoke.
Because 4 feet in front of me, because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Woo!
just 4 feet in front of a group. Smoke
Right.
Damn it,
out.
Gertie.
Start moving to the
Oh my
side of the
God.
wall.
And
Cassie's
you
just
hear-
gonna continue to advance.
Yeah, I'm gonna be right behind her.
you hear like a commotion at the end of the tunnel, like louder. You start running. Okay. You do you want to like burst into like you pass the smoke very quickly,
Mhm.
and it's now behind you, and in front of you is the end of the tunnel on the light.
The
There's
light at the end of the tunnel.
the light at the end of the tunnel. It's not super bright. It's just a little bit of light. You can see like a central structure, something like a shadow in the center. Do you want to like burst in? Do you want to stop at the door? What do you want to do?
I think stopping and taking in the whatever is like that we
Yeah.
can see first is probably the better idea. So like just like going
Check
to
up
the
on the
point
situation.
where we wouldn't be seen or I wouldn't be seen, and then just like looking at what the central structure is and
Okay. Okay, so you run in, you stop at the entrance of the room. You can see there's like a small fountain at the center of the room. There's some light coming from the ceiling, and you can see there's like a tunnel that goes maybe like 55 feet that ends up what it's probably the plaza. You can see like shadows like of people passing by. And that's all you can see from the entrance. You don't see anyone in there.
okay. And I don't see the briefcase.
You don't see a briefcase. You don't see people. There were people talking, but you don't see them. You're right at the door.
Okay.
I need you to roll me a perception.
Okay.
Can I do that as well?
Yep. The two people that are in the front can roll it. And the tunnel behind you is filling with smoke still. And there's like
Yeah.
the little sound of the bomb. The smoke.
Got
bomb.
a 2, 5, 4.
I got a 1-2-1.
Okay. Both of you you take the room, and then you get that feeling when someone's watching you. And then Big turns to the right, Cassie turns to the left, and you see there's two people completely against the wall. And as soon as you look at them, one of them starts turning metallic again. But this guy turns silver. And he just puts his hand out, and a sword appears in his hand. What are you gonna do, guys? You don't see the briefcase yet.
Yeah, as soon as he pulls the sword out, I just grab his hand that he's holding it with and like put my hand on his chest and cast pain.
You have to make damage for pain to work.
Oh, well,
Or they have to receive damage for pain to work. So you can shoot fire and add the pain on top of it, for example.
yeah, let's do that. then.
Damage them. Okay, so please for fire. What did we say was? Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's agility.
Mm.
Oh, this is gonna be great. Fuck. First one's a 6.
Okay.
4, 4.
Okay. You grab his hand, and when you try to put your hand on their chest, they kind of like rotate, and your hand touches the wall, and the flame hits the wall, and there's like a red mark of your hand on the stone wall. No damage. What everyone else is doing? The tunnel is still filling up with smoke, and Kanika and Gertie, you start feeling the smoke like get behind you and start like swallowing you in the tunnel.
So we're gonna throw another smoke bomb. First off, is my first question.
I
The
guess.
problem is we don't know where the briefcase is. Like that's my
Yeah.
whole thing. Is like I don't have any clue where it is, and if we obscure our vision more,
And you
it
are
could be a problem.
under the plaza. Like
Yeah.
you know
Right.
you're under the plaza.
Yeah.
I wonder how that dance party's going now.
Yeah, I wonder.
You don't know.
I think let's try this. Can I say to them, if you hand over the briefcase, we'll tell you who sold you out?
Okay. Kanika yells that. Roll a persuasion.
Okay.
Gertie, what are you doing?
Do I overhear Kanika say that? I'm like, oh yeah, definitely. I will definitely tell you who sold you out.
Damn it!
Oh, what's the number?
665.
Oh, that was so close.
So close. Can't get that lucky.
Cassie, what are you gonna do? Cass,
Yeah. Let's go. Okay. I am going to summon my force field.
okay.
So, I will spend my last power points to do so. It's 3 PP for 10 seconds.
Yep.
So now there's like a blue aura around me. And there's some other stuff, but I don't think that applies right now. Does that take up my whole turn to summon that?
You can attack if you want to.
Okay. The same guy that Bick tried to like cast pain on, I want to turn to him. Now, is my curse gun still summoned?
No. Like you have to use 1 point per turn or per 3 turns to use it. So if you'd kept it this time, you wouldn't have any power points anymore. So you can use points to use this 1 point per minute, and it's been more than a minute.
Yeah, it's definitely been more than a minute. Okay, so I don't have the curse gun. So
you have a knife,
right?
A 9mm.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna stick my 9mm in that dude's mouth.
Okay, so you're gonna try to.
I'll try to.
Let's roll your shooting, which is
okay.
Plus perception, plus half your perception.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Come on, dice. That's a 2. That's a 4. Does that hit?
That hits. Do damage.
Okay. 6. Yes.
Okay. You hit him, and you put the gun in his mouth, and you shoot. The guy seems like he hit his head back a little bit, but he's still standing. Like
Silver or whatever.
And it hit with a very metallic sound, like shooting at a metal door or something like that. So that's all of you. So the guy on the other side, the guy that wasn't on Cassie's side, takes out a gun and tries to shoot Cassie because it's in front of him. Ooh. And it doesn't. It hits the wall. So he seems very nervous, and he tries to shoot Cassie, and it hits somewhere else. That's the end of the round. Next round, what are you gonna got? Oh, sorry. My other guy hasn't attacked. So, Sean, big that it's in front of the guy of the silver guy with the sword. He's gonna try to hit you with his sword. So it's okay. Okay. It hits you for 6 damage.
Oh, damn. I think that. Do we take that out of my hit points or?
Put it on your injury. So once you hit 8, you start feeling injured. And penalties apply. Okay. What are you gonna do, guys?
I'm just gonna. I guess he.
Sorry, the guys seems to either not understand or not care about Kanika's offer.
I offered the same thing to them because I went up straight lied to the guy and got a,
Yeah.
666.
Yeah, but like no, he doesn't seem to care.
Doesn't seem to care.
His focus on stabby thing goes into demon. So what are you guys gonna do?
All of them are still metallic angel men.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's 2 people in the room. There's one that is the metallic guy with a matching silver sword.
Yeah.
Big sword. And the other guy has a gun that it's pointing towards Cassie and has a briefcase on his head.
Oh, if he's pointing at Cassie, I really just want to take him out with my claws. Or try to.
Okay, attack, please.
That's the agility.
Yeah.
3. Yes, that's a 3.
Okay.
3. 1.
Okay. You hit them. For 4 points of damage. And
yes,
after you've hit them, the guy looks really hurt. And you think he's a human.
Yeah. Well.
Because he looks really bad just from
Okay. Do I notice that by any chance?
Roll me a perception.
2, 3, 2.
You do notice that, though you know that you can't force them to do something that goes against their core beliefs. Just like a heads up.
Okay. That's fine. Can I spend 2 power points to control him and to get him to lower his weapon?
You can.
Okay.
And he does.
Okay, cool. Do I have one more action by any chance?
No. You can do something that it's not attacking him or related to him.
Oh, because I was just going to go to the briefcase and touch it to unlock it and just have it open because the ground's damp and has water on it, right?
The floor is damp.
Okay.
And the environment is damp.
Yeah. Can I go walk over to the briefcase and touch it to open it?
You get closer to him. He has lowered the gun. Gertie is kind of like to one of his sides.
Mm-hmm.
When you try to touch the briefcase, he moves it to his back.
Moves it to his back?
Yeah, he puts him behind
I guess
him.
That's against his will. That's against his core belief.
Okay, so I mean, Cassie will just go up and break this dude's arms.
Okay.
Don't you have the angel right there next to you?
He's holding on to Vic. I remember.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm
That's
holding
fine.
his arm and stuff, and yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, Cassie, you're gonna get towards the human. Please roll an attack. Roll your force.
Does a knife attack also roll with force?
Uh, okay, with the knife attack, you wouldn't be able to break his arm. But it
I guess
would-
I'm just trying to get him to release it, I guess. So like if I could just I kind of just want to like maybe stab him in the arm
okay, okay,
rather than like brute force it.
okay. So that would still be force. Like the
All right,
knife would
fair
still be
enough.
force. If you want to
All right,
shoot
I will.
his arm, that would be protection.
Okay, then I guess I should probably shoot his arm just based on my stats. So I'll
Okay.
just take my 9mm and I'll just right here where the shoulder connects to the arm. That's a 5. That's a 5. Does that hit?
Yeah, it hits. How much damage do
Okay.
you do?
3.
Okay. You shoot him in the arm. He does drop the briefcase, but his immediate reaction is to jump over it and cover it with his body. He looks very hurt. Vic, what are you gonna do?
Vic, kill this guy.
Kill the other angel.
Yeah, Big's kind of worried about this silver fucking angel. Big's just gonna try to shove his hand in his chest again and shoot fire at him.
Okay.
Mm.
You gonna shoot him with your gun?
No,
Or
I
fire?
guess just fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back up.
Let's see.
Um,
That's 2, 5, 5.
that hits for 5. Let me see. I know it's more than 5, but I don't remember. Let me check. Fire.
Damage +5.
Okay. Are you spending your power points? You spend 1 power point, you can spend more to do more damage.
Yeah. How do I do that?
Just tell me. So I'm
Add-
gonna shoot him for 2 instead of 1, or
Yeah. That'd be
So-
2 instead of 1.
okay. So in that case, and you rolled a 5.
Yes.
That's 11 minus 3. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. They the silver, like when you put your hand on his chest and you all see this flame is way bigger, and it's not only like the little wisps of flame between his fingers, but it's like all around his hand there's fire. And where he touches this guy and removes his hand, that is basically melting silver with the hand of Big imprint on this guy's chest. And he started to look hurt.
Oh man.
So I think that's everyone, so he gets to go.
Oh, I don't think I've gone.
You did the control human thing.
I did that last round. Then we started
Yeah.
a new round.
Okay.
All I wanted to do is say to the guy,
Okay.
go help your friend out.
To the human to go
Yeah.
help the angel.
Get up
That's
and
it.
go help your friend.
He continues to be on top of the briefcase.
That goes against his core beliefs to go help his friend out.
Yeah, because his mission is to protect the briefcase, whatever it takes.
Take the briefcase with him. Rude.
It's a miracle. It's not any briefcase.
Rude. Can I shoot him
And
instead?
sacrifice is a part of God's mission.
Can I shoot at? Can I stab him? Can I pull out the knife and just stab him?
Yeah, you can stab him. You
Okay.
have to roll
Yeah, I know.
your force. So
Okay. Yeah, I don't have great force.
it has to be under 43. He's not
Okay.
that.
4, 2, 42.
Dang, you made it. So you
42.
stab him.
It's a magic number.
Roll one more die.
5.
Okay. The guy goes limp
Can I kick his
on
body?
top of the briefcase.
Like kick him off the briefcase?
On your next turn, or if
Rude.
someone else helps you out. So our dear angel, looking at this, it's gonna get really mad.
It's just a skeleton. Whoops.
It's just kill his human, and it's gonna try to stab you. It's gonna try to stab Big again. Big, how hurt are you? How many damage?
The damage I took 6 last time, and that's the only damage I took so
Okay.
far.
So you're fine. Why are you fine? Okay.
Oh hell! I feel I'm not about to be.
4, 6. It does hit you
Okay.
for 9 points of damage.
Oh shit!
Don't worry. we'll
Jesus,
save you.
that's-
We'll save you. Maybe.
Maybe.
That's got me at what, 15 total?
You're starting to feel very hurt. Yeah, and 1 point of damage more, and you're gonna start having half, like +2 penalty to everything you do.
Mm.
So the human's dead.
The human's dead,
Yeah.
and it's your turn, guys.
I'm gonna kick the human off the briefcase.
Okay, roll your force.
My 4th. That is a 4.
That's good.
Let's see how well I can roll. Oh, it's a 3. That's a 4.
Welcome, Raiders. Thank you. We're
welcome.
demons fighting
Woo!
angels.
And that's a 2.
Yeah, and we're
Okay.
winning.
Gertie,
Maybe?
you move the guy away from the briefcase. The briefcase has a little bit of blood on it.
Ah,
Stabbed him.
And there's only one exit where smoke is coming in.
I'm gonna. I don't think I can kick the briefcase over to Kanika. Kanika.
Okay.
I'm standing right next to him.
Yeah,
'Cause
so
I'm
I'm
really-
just like. I like.
It's lighted slowly towards.
Yeah, I
with your
slow it
first
like, over to Kanika.
Kanika.
Kanika, sorry. Brain's not reading the name correctly. Kanika.
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 Yes.
Okay, that's your turn. Anyone else wants to do something?
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
guess.
Open it.
Yeah, let her open.
Can I just open it, the briefcase, and take it out?
It has a password, one of these password locks. So you
Can I
can't
not-
just open it.
I guess I'm gonna try to finish hurting this metal thing in front of me.
Okay. Attack.
Yeah, we're doing.
Roll less than 43. It's
dice-
another high roll.
My dice has not been nice to me. Yeah, that's 6. That's 5. That's 4.
Dang. Okay, again, you try to throw fire, he dodges, hits the stone wall, leaves a mark. No damage. Cassie, Kanika, what do you want to do?
Is he blocking the entrance?
No, he's to one side.
I think
you
Kanika is going to say, Cassie, could you get him away from the entrance? Further away?
Like, so basically, like, there's the entrance, and he's
Yeah.
to one side, and has Cassie blocking him from the door,
Okay.
and Big
Yeah.
blocking him in front, like, from you guys.
Okay. Yeah. I'll pick up the briefcase and book it towards the door then.
Okay, I need you to roll your agility to
Okay.
not fall, because you cannot see anything because of the smoke.
Okay. Ooh, that's already going bad. 5, 4, 5.
Okay. So you start running and you feel super comfortable, and then you hit the can, you fall.
Ah, shit. This is
But
why we
you're
don't
out of
win.
the room
That's true.
into the tunnel, and you take 2 points of damage.
Okay. Don't think I have a lot of health to begin with, so.
Cassie, what are you gonna do? You're the last one on the round. You gonna try to kill him, or are you gonna try to run away? Cass?
Okay. I'm just trying to get the logistics. So I know sort of where I am, and and Kanika has the briefcase.
Yeah.
Okay.
You heard them like run out, and then like a big thing falling on water kind of thing.
Because
Okay.
I'm not exactly coordinated.
Well, you're a good thief. You got the booty.
Yeah, true. Okay, so I don't know how long is a round of combat.
It's 1 second, basically.
Okay, so how many rounds have we done?
3. So you have
3.
7 more
So-
of your.
Okay, great.
You have
I
you
saw-
have a long time. You have like 64 rounds or something like that.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 1 PP per 10 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You have 7 rounds more. So
Yeah, because I don't have any more points after that. Okay, so what I would like to do then is I guess there's no way I can like detect a weakness because it's like they're all metal. So I'm like, well, where?
roll your will.
Okay. That's 5. And that's 4.
That's exactly what you needed.
Let's go.
You know, like you demons have something similar, which is that you can, like, yours looks different. It's mostly like scales and stuff like that. But you know that armor takes some of the damage, but it doesn't make them immune to damage. It just makes them take a little less damage than they would
Okay.
normally do. That's
Okay.
But they are taking damage.
Fair enough. So I'm just going to take my knife and just stab him in the gut, like right in the
Okay.
stomach.
Roll your force.
Okay. That's a 1 and a 2.
That's good.
Yeah.
Roll damage.
Okay. 6. Yes, my damage rolls are
good.
freaking on point. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Let's go.
Okay. When you do that, you feel the knife go in to him. Like it doesn't just hit the metal. It goes in. And when it comes out, there's blood on it. And he bends. Like Vic is grabbing him from one of his arms, but he bends and puts his sword on the ground to try to stay up. It's very hurt.
And so Cassie's just looking at the knife, and she looks back at him and she's just like, "It's over, you fucking MTV Choice Award."
Okay. And what he's gonna try to do, which is more narrative, is gonna try to hit you, Cassie, with the sword. And when the sword hits you, it bounces back and it doesn't even touch you.
Thanks, Forcefield.
Vic, Gertie, Annika, Cassie, last round. What do you want to do?
Get myself off the ground and try to continue
Yeah?
my way out of the tunnel. I think when I get towards the end of it, I want to keep an eye out for anybody
Okay.
ahead.
All right.
Just for clarification, which way is she? Is she running out the way we came, or up the path to the?
No, out the way we came.
Okay.
There's another
way you came. No, that's the only exit,
Yeah.
and the
Okay.
path is outside.
All right.
Kanika, you notice when you start going out, and you start paying attention that you can either take the path that you took when you came in, or that you can take the path the other way around, and it takes you behind the church and back to either the walking path or the train or the cable car. So it could be a good idea. I don't know. Gertie, what are you doing?
I'm everybody's taken care of, it looks like, maybe, or is that one angel still alive?
The angel's still alive, but it's barely standing. You can see them.
I didn't
barely
kill
standing.
him.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, is Gertie doing something?
Yeah, I'm just going at the knife wound.
Okay. Gertie tries to put her claws inside the same wound that Cass created.
Yeah.
Please roll agility, roll medicine plus agility.
Okay,
just
so that's,
because.
Yeah, medicine plus agility makes it 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, it's a 3. It's a 2. And that's a 5.
That will do that. Oh, yeah. 5, 8.
And so then do you want me to roll damage?
That will do it.
Okay.
Like Gertie with surgical precision just inserts her claws in the same wound, and the silver just starts fading into back to skin, and the guy just spits out blood, and he tries to support himself on the sword, but the sword starts vanishing, and he just falls on his face, and he stops moving.
Yeah, as he fall, I'll release him and I'll try to run out to follow where they were headed.
Okay. And with that, everyone starts running out.
I think once I get outside, I will slow to a walking pace, look normal.
Yeah, you do the look normal. Cassie it's bleeding from a shoulder.
Yeah, I'm covered in mud, but let's look as normal as possible.
Has a big gash on his side. Kanika is covered in dirt, and Gertie is just fine. Has a little bit of blood on the tip of her fingers. That's it. You start walking back up.
Oh no, I want to walk down, I think. Away from the crowds.
Yeah, but the trail goes back, either side that you take, the trail takes you back to the main plaza.
Okay.
And then you can take the road, you can walk down and not take the cable car. That can be done, but it takes you back to the plaza. And you see there's only 6 people that are not dancing. And they are concerned face, trying to talk to the people dancing. But everyone on the plaza is dancing. The bells are not sounding and not making a sound anymore. Yep. You cannot take the cable car because the people that control it are dancing. So you gotta take a 20-minute walk down.
While we're walking, we're walking, can we call somebody? Be like, our car's smashed up. We're on our way.
Yep. Yeah, you can.
Maybe angels are coming after us. I don't know.
And it's rather thankfully it's super close. It's like a 15-minute ride, a 15-20-minute ride. It's like really close where you
Okay.
are. You park the white Ford Explorer. If there's any Colombian in chat, they're gonna get the reference. You park it on the bank, on the parking lot on the bank, and the same woman greets you on the elevator and asks the briefcase from you to destroy the miracle.
There you go.
Thank you for participating in this Innominate Assassins one shot. It was a little bit chaotic. I hope you had fun.
I enjoyed
a little
the
bit.
chaos.
A little bit. No, it was great. It was so fun.
And I love that Gertie was like, I didn't even got dirty.
No.
Dancing flag. So genius.
Really fun.
Death twerk.
Thank you everyone in the chat, everyone that rated, everyone that could be here from start to finish, everyone that got here in the middle, doesn't matter. Thank you for all the subs. Thank you for all the follows. This is a project very close to our hearts. And it's a project where we want to open space for different stories and for different marginalized voices. And thank you for being here. I hope that you enjoyed this, whatever this was, this one shot. And I will let my players say goodbye to you, talk to you about their social media, their other projects and stuff. And we're gonna do the same as we did before. So, Theta.
Like I just took a bite of chocolate. Sorry. Hi, yeah, I'm Theta. They them pronouns. I was playing Kanika Lim. She they pronouns. Just somebody who's really good at lying and controlling people. You can find me on social media, specifically Twitter at Jobu_Tapaki. I also, mostly there. I play games here and there. I think I have some. I don't remember anything I have coming up recent in close time, but I'll be on some things here and there. If you want to find me, just look at my social media. I also make games in my free time. One game I'm currently working on is an Everything Everywhere All at Once inspired game, so
I like that movie.
It's a good movie. I've watched it way too many times already. It's so concerning. Pass it on to somebody.
I'll go. Hi, I'm Kat. I played Gertie Hewson, the doctor of death twerking, I guess. And you can randomly find me on, my links are coming up in the chat at some point. They have been in chat. I sometimes show up in Martlet Games, and I sometimes show up on the Bard's Playhouse. So if you follow my Twitter, I might post about it. And sometimes I live stream too, but that's pretty random. Next.
Okay, I think that's me. Hi, my name is Sarah. I played Cassie Flag. You can find me on Twitter at MC Diabetes. I am a creative partner at Martlet Games. In terms of my upcoming projects, for Girls Run These Worlds, I am going to be running a Bluebeard's Bride one shot. That's going to be mid-June. I believe casting officially opens for that on the 26th. I would like to have all 5 players for all 5 aspects of the bride. So please apply if a horror game sounds up your alley. So that's going to be taking place in terms of the stream date on the June 12th, which is a Sunday here at Girls Run These Worlds. And you can usually find me on Saturdays at Vancouver by Night. Delve into darkness in their Vampire 5th edition game where I play Prince Jude Duncan, the Prince of Vancouver, Canada. We are on just a brief hiatus right now between seasons, so still go there on Saturday to see Toronto by Night. They're doing a little bit of a palate cleanser chronicle, so go check that out while we are on hiatus. Other than that, I have a couple of guest appearances coming up here and there, mainly in Vampire. doing stuff like that. Last thing I'll mention is if you do like Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, I was an author and the editor on a Storyteller's Vault supplement called Bloody Awful Business, which is about the circulatory system in Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. So if that sounds like something up your alley, something you'd like to use for your game, I'd be really appreciative if you picked it up and left a rate and review. And that'll be it for me. Thanks so much for having me for this game. I had a really, really good time.
And last but not least, Sean.
Hey guys, I'm Sean. Played Jared Summers, aka Bick. Yeah, you can find me on Fridays over at Vancouver by Night in the Rime of the Frost Maiden campaign we do. And besides that, you can find me acting foolish on most social medias.
And hi, I'm Najra. I was your Dungeon Mistress / storyteller today. Shirts coming soon for Dungeon Mistress. Just don't miss it. I'm one of the founders of Girls Run These Worlds. You can find me mostly backstage, working here and producing and doing other stuff for the channel. And you can find me on Tuesdays, I think. We just changed the schedule on Vancouver by Night, playing Changeling the Dreaming, an adventure in Toronto, I think. Yeah, maps. And thank you again, everyone, for being here, for supporting us, all the follows, the subscriptions, the bits. Thank you very much, because that helps us grow as a community and being able to offer bigger support to everyone that helps us in the channel and that runs games, one-shots, and all of that. And see you here in the next game. I don't know who we're going to raid.
We're going to raid into Anita with a D&D talk show on the channel Not Kosi, or Not Kosi. So we're going to go over there. Please show them some love, give them a follow. Click on their name when you go on there, so you make sure your view counts toward them. And thanks everybody so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye everybody.
Bye.